are competing for that first place at the moment, really, with Scan being ahead and Ebuyer second. So if you are going to be the one calling the shots, if something goes wrong, all the heads are going to be turning, and they're going to be looking at you, and it's going to be down to you. But it's going to be the pistol round now to kick things off between the first game of Counter-Strike. It's going to be Scan versus Ebuyer here. And we're going to be on board with Lethal, who's just going to be moving over towards the A site here. Now, there are two sites. There's an A and a B site, so the terrorist team can decide which side they would like to push. Here's the banana rush that Costas was talking about. It looks like all 5 members are going to be heading towards this B site.
Yep, well, we have a 4-man stack. One person's just rotating through CT, so it should be a nice fight that we're about to have.
Yeah, Jacob the Bear just being the entry fragger here, but a nice flashbang does blind the whole team, but no one took advantage of it. Shots are just being fired back and forth. Jacob just trying to get an angle as R2K is taking a very backwards position here. He might be able to get a good cross as Zenster picks up the first kill onto Governor as well. Finds a second. Zenster so proficient at the moment with this pistol. Skid Daddy trying to do what he can, but he falls to Johnny R. And now with just 2 members remaining on the T side, Jacob falls as well. And it's just all down to B0aty, who has to retreat down B. And he finds one. Can he find a second? Yes, he can. Finds 2. It's a 1v1. He's only on 10 HP, but he does have the bomb. And it looks like he's going to rotate round to A.
Yeah, he's doing a very smart thing here. Like, obviously, we know all the players were on B, so he's going to go over to A, get that safe plant. Something I did notice was one player didn't hide, like get away when they were reloading. Obviously, you reload, you can't shoot, so you're vulnerable there. So we're just going to get the plant here from Ebuyer.
Yeah, B0aty does plant the bomb, but Johnny R will be well aware with that. He pushes in. Can he just needs to tag him once, but he's got the reload, goes for the knife! And he knifes him in the end! You get extra money if you do knife someone, but he needs to find the bomb. He needs to defuse as well. There it is. He doesn't have a kit. He's going to be... I'll press the right button. Well, there we go. 10 seconds. That's going to be fine. But he had to reload, panicked, pulled out his knife. And that was close for a turnaround from B0aty there.
It was very close, but obviously... with that happening, the reloading, the kerfuffle of not knowing where the other person was, it was close, but not quite there.
Do you think you could have done better, Ketchup?
No.
Well, at least you're honest. That could have been so much easier for Scan, to be honest. They could have absolutely run away with that round. They had a 3 versus 1 advantage, and they all pushed individually. They probably should have waited and pushed together. But this is an interesting strategy. 4 P90s being bought, and whoever made this call, I absolutely despise them because I hate P90s, but they are very efficient in any round, especially when you're going up against an eco. So Ebuyer, they only have the pistols, so this should be a comfortable round for Scan here.
It should be, but this is like the one SMG that doesn't get you the kill bonus. This is a standard kill bonus. So if you took like an MP7 or a UMP, you'd get extra money from killing. And getting 4 P90s is typically a low rank T strategy,
yes,
opposed to CT strategy. But we'll see if it's successful for them. It's known as a weapon that you don't really need to aim on. It has 50 bullets in the round. The spread's quite generous. So
and Johnny
it's just going to be a nice clear up here.
We've managed to find 2. And now coming from behind is going to be R2K with the Deagle, I think, and Legal actually. Lethal finds the last. As expected, Scan go 2-0 up here. And an instant buy there from Ebuyer because, of course, they got the bomb down. They get extra money going into this 3rd round. If they hadn't have got that bomb down, then it probably would have been another eco. But instead, they've got the money to buy. And it looks like Skid Daddy straight away buying up the AKs, but everyone else a little bit slower. And this is where you see who knows Counter-Strike, who knows what to be buying, whereas Jacob the Bear taking quite a while to actually pick up that AK.
It took a while.
Yeah, it almost looks like he made his instant call knowing what he wanted, and then the rest of the team would have followed at the same time after hearing the command to buy it, right, at that exact time.
So it looks like pushing up Banana once again. Johnny R with this defensive line with the P90. And now actually advantage in this round to Ebuyer with those AKs and late reactions from Johnny just with that P90 as he gets tagged through the wall. Of course, you can hit people through certain walls, and good CSGO players will know which walls you can and can't. But Skid Daddy finds one, goes for the second as well. Great entry fragging from him. 2 headshots, has a flash to work with as well as a smoke. He's just smoking off the CT side there so he can push in and he can't be shot from the cross lines.
Skid Daddy showing very good control of that AK, actually. Managing to spread his spray from one player to the other. Sprays are hard enough as it is. Spreading it from one to another person even harder.
Yep, so Skidler finds a third there as well. He was the one player we were talking about saying that he does play these FACEIT games. He has played a lot of Counter-Strike. And meanwhile, Jacob and his teammate are still here at B, but the rest of the team have rotated round to A. But Jacob needs to be careful. Zenster has spotted him, waits in case another player pops out with the P90 and finds both. So we're back to a 3 versus 2 scenario now as Lethal rotates round to B, but the rest of Ebuyer, they're all over at the A site with that bomb. And as soon as they get any sort of knowledge that no one's on the site, this is going to be bomb going down.
That was actually really nice trigger control by Zenster. He didn't make his presence known until he got more information about the situation, which allowed him to get the 2 kills.
Lethal smells that something's up, and now he hears that the bomb's down. He's only got a P90 to work with against these AKs, so this is going to be extremely difficult retake for these 2 against 3. He has been spotted out, does have utility to work with, so he's just going to flash. Now he's going to push in, but he can't find anyone. He's just being sprayed across by the AK. There's such range advantage for these players with the AK-47. It's going to be so difficult. Zenster needs to do a lot of work with the AK in his hand. He does find one, but unfortunately taken down by Skidler. That's a 4K for Skidler at the moment, I believe. He does find the 5, so I believe that was an ace from Skidler. He really showing his proficiency with the AK-47.
Yeah, I can definitely see him carrying the game. He's got the AK control. AKs are just going to beat P90s, especially from range. You can just get that single tap in the head and they're dead, whereas the P90 takes at least 2 bullets.
So Scan still have some money to buy up. A FAMAS being bought by Lethal, going to a rifle now rather than an SMG, something he'll probably be more comfortable on, have more of a chance of carrying around. But this is the man we need to look out for, Skidler. After an ace, I'm certainly excited for the rest of this game, how it's going to pan out. He definitely has the aim and the capability of carrying this game throughout.
Yes, no, for certain. Just seeing there, Jacob.
Ooh, early. An early frag on Skidler right there.
Yeah, Zenster managing to pick up 2 kills with the P90. Now Johnny's going to be taken down by Jacob as well, leaving just R2K. Only has a pistol to work with against these 3 AKs, so this should be around for Ebuyer. You don't want to lose any more men. You don't want to lose any more money, as R2K gets a nice flash and finds one with his USP. That's a huge frag for R2K. It just damages the economy ever so slightly. And Ebuyer are clueless. They don't know where he is. He gets another flash. He picks up an AK as well, but he doesn't have any ammo. Can he get it? Does he reload? No! Matty finishes off the round. That was such a good opportunity, but we are going to be tying it up at 2-2. But so much damage done to the economy there.
That was... I don't really know. I don't know what I just
How
saw.
do you explain that?
Almost amazing. That's the way I would describe it as. So
Actually,
nearly.
Yeah, really nice flash grenades there. Obviously, a bit lucky with the player not checking over at box. But no, it was nice, but also... bit of a clown fiesta.
The good thing is that they've been able to damage Ebuyer's economy now. They've all were forced up to buy AKs again. You can see Governor only has a pistol as well in this scenario, so he didn't even have the money to buy an AK. Scan are going to be ecoing this round, just a pistol round for them, but looking at what R2K just did with the USP, I still think there's definitely a chance. If you can take out Skidler early in this game, then maybe you can take this round. Skidler is going to push round, does actually see Lethal there, but Lethal gets a nice little dink, takes Skidler down to just 36 HP, and he's going to have to back off here.
We're going to see them going towards the A push, the grenade. The bomb is currently sat in mid. We do have 2 people over at B. And there are 3 people sitting there.
Oh, Johnny R finds the first pick as well with that USP, so they have a man advantage. Smokes are down, so they're allowed to push through to this A site now as Matty Ho picks up 1. Governor gets some decent shots down, so R2K has to retreat as it looks like Ebuyer are going to take control of this A, but it looks like they're going to go for a nice little rotate through and maybe go towards B. Yeah, it looks like the call has been made by Skidler that they want to just rotate round. They need to be careful, though. These 2 players are rotating from the B site and might be able to catch them out. We're in a 3v4 situation, but Lethal is very weak here.
Now, during this situation, I should make a bit of an announcement. A donation has come in from an Adam Line, donating £10 per frag for Skidler. If he drops 40 frags, £1,000 donation. PogChamp, hashtag Team Skidler, Skidlove.
Wow, and considering we already saw an ace from Skidler as well, that is a lot of money that could come through. Wow, that's very generous. I hope to see that happen, to be honest. As we're in a 2 versus 3, Zenster picks up a nice headshot onto Matty, as Mers here, pushing in with the USP. Bomb is down. This is going to be a hard retake, but at least Zenster's managed to find himself an AK-47. But Skidler gets 2 in a row, so that's another 2 donations. That could be a lot of money that
I mean, on the subject of that, actually, it was initially a £50 donation made up front before the message even came through, which actually could have been due to the ace that we saw. And also a £50 donation from Sujoy Roy, of all people, saying, great to see so many brands work together with ESL UK for a good cause, and finally a proper game to watch. Here, take my money. I'll roast you later, Sujoy, for that comment, but thank you very much for your generosity, my friend.
So Ebuyer are able to buy up yet again, but still some weak buys across the board because of those kills Scan were able to get. But P90 is the choice of weapon once again, except for Lethal, who's taking the M4. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on Lethal with the only rifle on his team.
Yeah, the only rifle, which means Lethal probably should hold the tighter angles.
B0aty does find the first one, just pushes around the corner with the P90. Flash goes out as well, and Jacob the Bear is unaware to Mers, just hiding at the sandbags there as Bittermint picks up one onto B0aty. He's going to push around, see if he can find a second. No, he can't. Zenster with the SMG finds it, and Lethal gets one as well. So it's a 4 versus 1 now. It's just B0aty left. Lethal picks up the last. And finally, Scan back on the board after a 2-0 lead.
Zenster is really impressing me. He did show he knows the game, but maybe hasn't played in a while, because his accuracy and his just kind of game knowledge of where to hold is really impressive.
And you do get those players that are just kind of good at all games. You can put them on anything, and they will be fine on relatively any title. And we've already seen Zenster perform extremely well in Rocket League today. If you have just joined us, it is a tournament where we're playing 5 different games, and the teams who get the most points from every single game will win the entire tournament, the Battle of the Brands, raising money, of course, for Special Effect charity. As Governor here is just trying to push up Banana, is going to just crouch, allow his teammate to peek above the wall. That's probably what he's doing there. But Mers, once again in this position, and Jacob, once again, is so unaware. He got killed from their last round, and Mers finally falls to Skidler. And it's important that Skidler was able to pick up that kill as we're into a 4v4 scenario. Johnny R manages to find a second, so B0aty just used his cannon fodder here. Bittermint falls as well, and this just rattling up kills by Johnny. And Governor tried to have a peek as well. One by one, they're falling.
I think that he listened to me too much when I said, don't move when shooting. He's not moved from this one position.
And that would be a very easy target for someone who is proficient with the AK-47, but Skidler, he disappeared. He's run to the other site by the looks of it, or at least he's backed off. Maybe is slightly worried by being taken out by one of these players. Dives into the smoke, grabs the bomb, and I imagine he will probably consider rotating around towards A. 45 seconds left, so plenty of time to work with. And Lethal, sounds like he smells what's up. 2 versus 2. Lethal is weak, though. It looks like these 2 players are going to put through middle.
Obviously, it would have been a better situation to get Zenster to rotate, but because of his position, he wasn't able to. He's not rotated, which is a good thing to do, because they don't have the information to know if they are going towards A, which of course we know they are.
So Lethal just hiding up here in Graveyard just to see if he can catch anyone out. He has heard noise. Will Governor check it, though? No, he won't. Lethal finds one, looks for the second as well. Does get a decent spray down, but Skidler wins that fight, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Zenster, can he find that important frag, or is he just going to get a knife out again to try and finish it off? He has to rotate round from B, so certainly the advantage for Skidler, and I'd expect him to position himself well. Yes, put yourself up to that balcony. You can hide, you can wait for the defuse, and then you can pop out. That's what he's planted it for.
Yeah, he specifically planted it, so from balcony he can shoot down. Zenster in this position should flash, and he needs to go for the kill. Like, Skidaddy just has the position, but he can't.
The fake on the bomb, just to try and encourage him out, but Skidaddy pops out, and he is so proficient. He finds that headshot straight away, and he really is commanding this game. Unfortunately, the rest of the other team, Scan, they just can't keep up with his accuracy. 14,867 is the current total for Special Effect. We are so close to that 15,000. Ryan, have we had any new donations?
It was a result of 2 extra donations on top of the 50 from Adam Line and the 50 from Sujoy, of course. We have a £10 donation from Ian that says, Skidler is so hot. And we have Adam, Baron von Derg, donating £10 with great cause, great games, great gamers. Stay classy and have a great 2018.
Look at this aggression from Skidler as well, pushing straight into the A site, doing some real damage to R2K, putting down to just 12 HP, and now taking this position in library as well. Should find their John R2K, which he does, but meanwhile, Lethal was finding 2 frags of his own, and now it's a 2 versus 4 situation. Skid Daddy and B0aty, but Skid finds a second onto Zenster. Zenster, one of the better players on scan, falls, and now Skid is just searching for blood. He knows that he can absolutely 1v5 this opposition team.
Yeah, he just has great awareness. He's checking every angle. And he's not taking the opponent for granted. He is...
B0aty unfortunately tried to rotate round there, but he was caught by Mers just lurking down Banana, and it's all down to Skid Daddy in a 1 versus 3, but if anyone can do it, it would be him. If he cleans up this round, it will be another ace for him. Mers is very, very weak, so I'd like to see Mers and Lethal position themselves in some sort of crosshair. Don't allow any easy frag on the other. But it looks like Lethal's just hiding in apps at the moment.
Yeah, it's peculiar because obviously with the crossfire, they can definitely get the kill.
Oh dear, oh dear.
And then it's the eternal 1v1, Lethal versus Skidler.
This is what we were talking about right from the get-go. These are the 2 of the better players on each team. Skidler has found 4 frags already this round, Lethal finding 3, and now he is rotating round to B, while Skid Daddy is going to be planting this one. If he can get it down before Lethal is on site, that will of course be fantastic. But Lethal pushing down from CT now. Really important round for both teams. Economy might be a little bit bad for Scan if they were to lose this one. Can Lethal get the jump? No, he can! Skidler finds the ace yet again, and he is absolutely insane.
He's doing very well, but I don't know. There's just something about his gameplay where he is going completely away from his team. And I understand why he's doing this, but he won't be able to 1v5 every round.
Well, maybe he can.
I mean, maybe. He's on 18 frags at the moment, and Scan are forced to eco once again, just being on those pistols. But maybe Scan could position themselves a little bit better. Lethal maybe needs to communicate with his teammates, set up a cross. Don't allow those 1 versus 1s that Skidler is doing so well in, as Jacob gets the opening pick onto Johnny R. They're all pushing now onto the B site as Mers also falls to Jacob. So decent start from him as he looks for more, but B0aty finds the 3rd. And now it's just a 2 versus 3, and it's 2 measly pistols as well. The CZ and the Deagle trying to do their work, but R2K falls to Skidler, leaving just Lethal with the CZ. And I'm not sure that even with his hours on CSGO, he's going to be able to
only a real master.
All right, well, it's 5-3 to Ebuyer. It's about to be 6-3 unless Lethal does something miraculous. So we're going to jump into a listening with Ebuyer and see what they've got to have to say.
Cool. I'm your intel.
Last banana.
Last time, no, you're good.
You might be saving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice good job. Easy Lethal. Was that an eco or like a force fire?
Let's go, Gov. Got this.
What are we doing, boys?
Right, you guys. I want you guys to go and start taking banana control early. I'm going to molly up.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay, push out, green. Push out, green. Check that sandbags on your right.
Crosshair placement. Higher. Yeah. Headshots. Yep. CT. CT. Nice. One more CT.
Chill, I'm behind them.
Right, just hold off a sec.
Oh. How many was CT?
Right, good. One bottom banana. One bottom banana. T-spawn now. Right, push. Whoever's got the bomb, go sight. Skid, you need to go sight now.
Have we got side control, yeah?
We're taking it now. Check behind you, behind you. Go. Yeah, we've got site control. Plant bomb. Skid, have you checked ruins?
Who's planting? Who's got bomb?
Ruins. Forward a bit more. Yeah. Last one's banana, right? Unless he's dead.
Oh,
yeah, banana.
He's banana.
He's car. He's car. Right, just the bomb's not been planted. What's going on, guys?
Who's got a bomb?
Oh, Governor.
Governor has the bomb, but he falls to Zenster as Zenster finds 3 with the P90. It was all going so well. You heard Skidler, he was calling the shots at the start. He was saying, right, you guys take banana control. I'll push behind. He picks up really important frags, but just a lack of communication there. Bomb not going down early enough.
I don't think the player knows exactly how long the bomb plant takes. So he literally a couple of frames off of actually planting it. And that situation could have just meant defend the bomb, make sure. Great micromanagement, though, from Ebuyer. One of the, I don't know which player it was, but just basically saying to keep your crosshair higher, because the higher your crosshair is, if it's head level, you're more likely to get that sweet headshot. Yeah,
I'm imagining it was either Jacob or Matty calling those shots there, because, of course, Governor had the bomb in the end. B0aty was told to check sandbags, and we did hear Skidler at the start, as B0aty does try and get some shots down onto these players just defending the B site. Still with those P90s, but Governor takes down Mers. Mers not going to be able to surprise anyone just yet, as R2K also falls to Matty. So clear banana control as Matty tries to find another. And now we'll see the rotation coming out from Scan, moving over to this site, as Governor picks up one on Johnny R. And it's just Lethal and Zenster once again. These two players have been the go-to players to try and do anything in these rounds.
And on the subject of that, we have all these little mini objectives taking place. Lethal does go down, but there is a £10 donation comment that says, if Lethal gets an ace, I'll donate an extra 15 quid.
Wow.
Hashtag TEQR Esports.
Tekker Esports.
Tekker Esports.
Not just Lethal, it's Daddy Lethal.
I tried to leave that bit out just in case. But if my daddy Lethal gets an ace, I'll donate an extra 15 quid. Yeah. Go on, Lethal, it's on you.
There we go. But Lethal, not even top fragging at the moment. It has been Zenster that's been picking up the pieces for Scan, as Ebuyer have a 7-4 lead. But look at that, 24 frags for Skidler. Now, if I'm correct, Ketchup, that would mean £240 donations currently coming from that person who said they'd donate £10 per frag.
I mean, it's not only that, it was, if he drops 40 frags, £1,000 donation. If that's sincere, that is insanity.
Also very possible the way this game is going at the moment, as Johnny going to be taking the same position he has every round. Does try and get a shot onto Skid Daddy, but that's going to be an easy frag for Skidler, who finds one, looks for a second. Great spray down to find R2K as well. Zenster going to push through the smoke. Very risky, but might be able to catch Skidler. Knows a flash has come. He's right behind him and takes Skid. That is perfect for Scan. That's exactly what they need to be able to win a round. It's just eliminating Skidler out of any sort of possibility.
Yeah, with Skid gone, I still favour Ebuyer, but one more frag, and we could actually have a round on our hands.
Mers pushes through the smoke, manages to actually help Zenster, as Zenster finds 3. I think that's 4 for him, but he falls to Jacob. So now it's Lethal and Mers, and Lethal finds the final frag. Scan get one back on the board, and Lethal with a USP picks up a really important kill there.
There was a chicken there that was desperate to run away, but it just couldn't get past the barrel. Poor thing.
Poor little
Gerald.
chicken.
We've got some more donations coming in. ROV or Rov with a £20 donation saying great cause to support. Bowmen's for the win for Team Box. And we have a £10 donation from Comp saying, Ebuyer got this in the bag. Skid is killing it, but Jacob is doing his best too. And CJ with £10 saying, Rage Darling will top frag for the specialists. Watch this space. We are so very close, 99% on our goal. We're just a mere, what, £63 away from our 15k goal right here, boys.
£63 away from 15,000. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. So close to 15,000 for Special Effect. That is incredible, and still I have my donation to come as well, so we're definitely going to make it. This is fantastic, as now we're into what, the 13th round. Ebuyer 7-5 up here, but this seems to be a little bit slower. Jacob trying to play the entry frag once again, finds Johnny in his usual spot, but R2K does take him down. A nice 1-for-1 trade, but look how weak R2K is now.
We've got to push onto A. Bit weird that the person with the bomb is leading, because obviously if they die they can get the bomb into an awkward situation. But with only Lethal on the site, I can imagine it once, who's number 6? Skid Daddy. Once he gets round, they'll just take the site.
Yeah, Skidler is going to come from behind here. Governor almost shooting his own teammate there. Needs to be a little bit careful. You don't want to take out Skidler. He is your main source of actually winning these rounds, as Lethal is being very defensive on this site. Pressure on Scanny. Here's the bomb being planted, finds one headshot, doesn't deny the plant, but does see the second player. Of course, he's very wary of someone pushing potentially from library, and he'll know he is in library now as Mers is taken down. Lethal tries to get anything with his sprays, does eventually find a shot onto Matty. Massive frag there, but 2 versus 1. He's on such little HP. He's not going to be able to do very much here at all, because he should be taken out by Skidler.
Yep, and there we go, just like that. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of all these little mini objectives. You know, will Lethal get that ace for the donation? Will Skidler get that 40 mark? It looks like he's on good form for it.
I mean, 30 kills, and we're not even at the half-time point.
Yeah.
Dare I say it, we could be looking at maybe like 50 frags, let alone 40. Is Skidler, I mean, Skidler's obviously impressed us, Costas. He has been the man to watch. But is there anyone else you've been impressed by?
So Zenster on the other side, he's definitely doing a lot better than expected. No one else on Ebuyer has really impressed, but they're consistently not getting in the way. Lethal's doing very well, which we did expect beforehand, but he's not carrying as hard as I thought he would. A lot of that carrying as such is going over to Zenster, which is why they've got the 5 rounds.
Yep.
Whereas the rounds that Lethal has done well in are typically either against an eco or just rounds they don't win.
Governor and Jacob find 2 frags. And that is going to be just 2 versus 5 now. I like that we've seen Skidler play entry fragger now. He knows how confident he is. He knows how much skill he has up on these other players. Can he find Zenster as well? No, he can't. The P90 finds the kill onto Skidler, denies any more kills for him. But we are going to see Zenster pick up 1, find 2, look for a 3rd here. He definitely has a chance to find it, which he does. No bomb plant either. Turns around, can't find the 4th, though. Governor is able to clean it up. Ebuyer take a 9-5 lead as we go into the last round of the half here.
Yep, so everyone's just going to buy up as much as they can, and we'll have to see if Zenster can keep up that form and maybe get them another round on the boards.
We have a £20 donation from Zacubus. Awesome cause and great play, guys. Good luck to Team Scan and R2K and Lethal.
And R2K has been a bit of a dark horse. I mean, if we think about the early rounds when he found those kills with a pistol, how important they were. But as soon as it's become to those rifle rounds, he's not been able to do as much. A very weak buy for Scan here, but a nice position from John as he finds B0aty. Governor cleans it up, and it's a 1-for-1 trade as R2K takes quite a considerable amount of damage from Jacob there with the AK. But he is just spraying here, there, and everywhere. It's Lethal that comes from behind. Jacob finds him for the trade, and we're into a 3v3 just like that.
There is always a sense of dread, though, when Skidler remains alive, regardless of how weak everyone else is. I mean, the rate of which he can rack these frags up in a short space of time. I mean, he really is public enemy #1.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying to his team, like, you push here and I'm going to flank round. But actually, Zenster finds the kill with the pistol. And that is priority #1 eliminated off the map. And with the advantage, Scan should be taking this round unless anything dramatic happens from Jacob being the last man. He does tag Anonymous down very low, looks for the kill, but can't quite finish it off as well. R2K comes around the corner with the UMP, 9-6 at the half. So a decent half for Ebuyer. 32 kills for Skidler. Bear in mind, someone did suggest they would donate £1,000 if he reaches 40. Maybe they're questioning that decision, or maybe they'll follow through. That would be amazing if they did. So, I mean, we've been talking about Skidler, we've been talking about Zenster. Is there any players that maybe have disappointed you slightly, Costas, or has it just been a case of them not knowing CSGO too well?
Genuinely, the play's just been a lot better than I expected. Obviously, there have been some players that have just been sitting still, just tapping away. Some of them running and shooting. But honestly, no one's really disappointed. They're all doing well. They're all here for charity. They're all doing the best they can.
They are here for charity, and
exciting times.
It is exciting.
We're so close.
Where are we at the moment?
I'm going to give it a refresh just in case, but currently on that 99%, £14,957, so £43 away from hitting that 15k mark. And of course, it doesn't necessarily need to end there.
And if you are wondering, if you're saying, what am I donating for? The cause is Special Effect. Now, Special Effect, what they do is they give the ability to those that are disabled and can't play video games, the chance to play video games with various tools and devices. It's incredible to see people that maybe have lost their hands or they've lost the ability to, from the neck down, still be able to play games with their eyes, with their mouths, with their arms, with their legs. It's amazing. It's such an amazing charity that we're doing all of this for. And an amazing CSGO game that we have going on as well. I'm sure all you guys that have tuned in are enjoying this one. You're enjoying the dominance of Skidler early in that first half. He has 32 frags at the moment, just 8 deaths. And now he's going to be on the CT side. Technically, the easier side, wouldn't you say, Costas? Yeah,
definitely the easier side, especially because the players, they're not that great at the game. They're obviously better than I expected, but we'll see what they do on this pistol round. Different structure here, not just going to B. has been a 4-stack on B from the counter-terror, so I very much expect
Lethal
the
pushing
bomb
in
to be planted.
To the pit here as well. He's got definitely the angle if he can find it. He finds one on B0aty, takes him down. Bomb's gone down already as well. Maybe the terrorist side is going to help Scan here because they can be aggressive, they can get the bomb down, and then they can just set up for their angles, and that becomes very difficult for Skidler to actually do anything. As Governor pushes in, does find one onto R2K, doesn't find Zenster though. He trades as Merz takes down Skidler, trying to rotate behind. It's a 3 versus 2. Time is ticking away as this bomb is going off. I don't know if anyone's got a kit either. Doesn't look like they do, as Zenster finds another 2, and Zenster picks up 3 frags, I believe. And a really good round for Scan. And maybe, if things go the way that they should after an initial pistol round, they might be able to take 3 and tie this one up 9-9.
Yeah, Ebuyer doing the right thing and force buying here. They definitely won't be able to buy next round regardless. So with them force buying here, if they win, brilliant. If they don't, then they'll eco, which I would have done anyway, and then they can buy up in the 4th round.
We have a £20 donation from Nick Ben's amazing organisation. Send it Skid. Skid love. £20 bringing us so much closer to that 15k mark.
A lot of love for the Skid Daddy, but can he do anything to save this round with just the Desert Eagle? Look at this aggression from Scan with his P90s. Skid does find 1, finds 2 as well, but meanwhile in the pit we have a battle as Lethal takes down B0aty, and Skid finds a P90 of his own. That's 3 frags for him currently. Can he manage to pull out an ace here as R2K is going to plant this one, but Zenster might be able to catch Bittermint off guard, which he does. It's a 2 versus 1. It's all down to Skidler. Can he absolutely rescue this round, or is he going to fall? Can they manage to find a cross here? He does avoid the flash. He does have the jump on Zenster here, so he knows where he is. This is a fantastic position for him, but Zenster turns around and spots him, finds the frag as Scan. They're able to put the 8th on the board, but a lot of damage done to the economy there.
Yeah, Skids, I see what he was doing with the Deagle. He was going further range. The player did seem to stay still, so he was like, get that easy 1-tap. Any round that Skid's just alive in, I still have faith in Ebuyer, even if it's just Skid against 5.
I mean, in a lot of situations, Skids are bad things, and certainly in this game it is apparent as well.
I was waiting for you to make that joke.
Well, he is definitely leaving a mark on Scan at the moment. It's a 9-8 lead, but Scan are going up against the eco of Ebuyer. Just USPs there, and a P250 for Bittermint, I believe. And Bittermint is going to get aggressive onto Banana, but Zenster hears the shots and pushes round, finishes him off. This should be a round for Scan quite comfortably, unless Skid at Sandbags can actually manage to surprise anyone. He shouldn't, but B0aty falls, so does Governor. It's just now Skid and Jacob the Bear left here.
It's almost as if Scan were listening to me. They've bought 2 UMPs. They're going to build up their economy here. Building up an economy is a lot easier on the T side, so they should have plenty of money for the rest of the game.
So Scan have evened this one up. It's 9-9, and we are going to jump into a listening actually, and we're going to have a little dive into the world of Scan and see what they have to think.
There's no armor, so
I'll drop bomb second mid every time.
okay. Finning ups. So I'll push it, passes the bomb, Johnny.
I'll find it,
Giving it to Harry.
Alright. Push ups. Let's go, Guido. Sneak.
One's crossing B. One's crossing banana.
Oh shit.
Shit.
He's still mid staring at you.
Oh, bollocks. Good shit,
Nice.
Merz.
I'm coming towards B.
Alright, both you go B, pretend it's B. It's going up B, he's shooting. Let's stay together.
Yeah. Move randoms.
That's it, Daddy.
Go away.
There's nobody here at B.
No.
Come here.
You two need to go away ASAP. Have your guns out just in case.
Oh, he's here. He's spawn. He's on spawn. CT spawn.
Yeah.
Boys.
Oh, good.
Zenster really stepping it up now as Scan take the lead 10-9. And the fact that you're able to catch Skid off guard there and take him out of the game, that's the really important factor. If he is eliminated, there is always that chance to actually be able to take a round there.
Yeah, no. Skid dying typically means Scan win the round. Let's see if that trend continues.
10-9. Scan have plenty of money. However, Ebuyer having to eco once again, just down to those USPs. And there are P90s and AKs available as Lethal finds the opening frag onto Bitterman, and he's going to get aggressive and continue pushing, finds Governor as well. Meanwhile, Mers is being shot from the balcony, and it is Skid who manages to find 2 kills with the USP to make it 3 versus 3. He jumps out to try and escape, but he's found by the AK-47 of Lethal. It's 2 versus 2, but it is AK-47 versus USPs, as I hear the cry of 3 more frags from Skidler. I believe that will mean he's probably on 37, and he is so close to that 40 mark.
I mean, there's that donation comment. 40 kills and a £1,000. I mean, maybe it will count if he gets the chicken. No, it's Lethal. Go on, chicken. You can get through. I believe in you.
Gerald the Chicken.
Go on.
It's what we've nicknamed him here at ESL UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a moment in Pro League where the chicken was just running, and it was a day of delays, so we used it as a replay. It was great fun.
Fantastic.
Jacob's the final player, does just have the USP, so he is just hiding away, hoping that he might be able to catch someone. He's pushing through apps now, so he's actually pushing behind both the players from Scan, but they are going to move to this B site and get this bomb down. So it should be a very comfortable 11th round for them. This bomb goes down from Lethal. And I mean, there's nothing really, maybe Jacob could look around, try and find an AK-47 on the ground and actually just save it here.
Yeah, try and get an AK. Regardless, he should save. He's got armor, which is very important, having your helmet and chest. So he's probably just searching for the weapon at the moment. Yeah, he's backing off away from Banana. Over by apartments, mids, alt mids.
I'd actually like to make the announcement that we have, in fact, hit our £15,000 target for special effects. So thank you very much to everybody for your generosity. And the final donation, on top of actually yourself, Dan Gaskin, you were actually beaten to the punch by 1 minute by Incorail. I'm really sorry if I mispronounced your name, but 15K PogChamp. Looking forward to seeing them bleps in chat next game. But thank you very much, every single one of you guys that's donated towards this cause. We have hit the target. This is an incredible moment.
But of course, that doesn't mean it's it. We can surpass the target, and we have those current little goals of people saying they're going to donate X amount if players do anything in this game. And Skidler is currently 2 frags away from a potential 1,000 donation. Of course, maybe that person won't do it necessarily, but of course, we are hoping that that would happen, because that would be absolutely incredible. As an 11-9 victory for Scan, they've got AKs, and the first AWP that we have seen throughout the entire game is now being bought by Zenster here. What kind of position should he be putting himself in?
So you can either put yourself in mid, or you can go over towards Banana. I do expect him to go to mid, especially if they don't expect the AWP, because you have to run through that. Oh, no, Inferno's changed. You don't have to run through that. But typically people do run through there.
But Skidler actually has an AWP as well, and he took out Zenster there, gets the one. He was tagged down to just 12 HP, so he was probably just legged at that point by Zenster. But Ebuyer have the man advantage. Now, this is a really crucial round for them to win. Otherwise, if they lose this, they'll probably have to go back to ecoing as well. 3 AKs are available for Scan, and suddenly everything's got a little bit more nervous as this game's got ever so much closer. Ebuyer being very defensive on the CT side, just waiting, they're being very cautious, and Scan not as aggressive as we saw in the early rounds, especially after losing that first player.
I feel like if Skidler's going to get that frag mark, I think an AWP is a way to go about it.
Yep, that will be the 40th kill as well onto Johnny R. So that is 40 kills and potential, a huge donation from someone who said they would if he hit 40 frags. Mers is the only player left for Scan, and Skidler finishes off the round in style, putting a bullet through the chest of Mers there. And wow, so much kills from this man on your screen. Skidler, I think he's actually known for his RuneScape. Rather than his Counter-Strike, he comes onto the Deadman shows, he commentates on RuneScape, but clearly very proficient on several
Quite
titles.
a talented individual, but Adam Line, I mean, that donation saying donating £10 per frag if Skidler, per frag for Skidler. And if he drops 40, 1,000 donation. That would be rather insane after a sequence like that. But even if not, hitting the mark has been exciting times. But I mean, now he's got the AWP in hand, we have a bunch of rounds left to go. This could just only get better, couldn't it?
Skidler very much showing that in RuneScape, you have a lot of free time when you play it. So he's obviously playing CSGO while
woodcutting.
While woodcutting. I was going to go with mining, but yes, woodcutting indeed.
He's going to have to do a lot here, though, as Lethal finds 2 frags with the AK, and Skidler's going to just push around with his AWP here, just seeing if anyone is going to be over on quad, but he has just been caught with his pants down, almost no-scope Smurs, but it's not going to be enough. The P90 rips through his body, and now it's a 12-10 lead for Scan, and that might damage the economy considerably, but look, there's still plenty to work with. Jacob has so much. He can even buy an AWP for Skid Daddy if he would like, but he might just go for an M4 of his own.
Oh, so Adam Line has just made a £1,000 donation with all caps, my man. So thank you very much for following through, buddy.
£1,000. I believe that is B0aty from RuneScape actually making that donation as well.
Wow.
Taking us up to above 16k for special effect. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for that donation, and thank you, Skidler, for finding those 40 frags when that happened. A 12-10 lead, though, for Scan. Despite all those frags for Ebuyer, they are still losing at this current moment, and they're down to just 3 players here. Skidler's already fallen. Governor falls as well. Just 2 M4s left for b0aty and b0aty, but b0aty now falls to Lethal's AK. The next thing we're looking for, the next challenge, guys, is that ace from Lethal. That's what we'd like. We might get an extra donation if Lethal finds an ace. Not going to happen this round, though, but it is going to be a 13-10 lead. Scan, just 3 rounds away from taking this whole game.
I've got to say, shout-outs to the RuneScape community for coming out in full force today and just really showing their generosity as a collective community. Very incredible stuff.
And of course, a lot of these organizations, these players, have worked with Special Effect before. You said yourself you've been to a lot of UK events where Special Effect are always there, they're always supportive, and it is such a fantastic charity.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you know, if you're ever at a UK, or, you know, it doesn't even need to be UK specifically, if you're at a consumer show where they're present, by all means go and check it out, because the technology they come up with is incredible, and it changes lives, it really does.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without video gaming. So if I was in that situation, I'd love to be supported, and these people are donating to a great cause.
Scan with a 13-10 lead. We're on board with Zenster with the AWP at the moment. It does find b0aty as well. Bullet right onto his nipple, that looked like actually there.
Now we'll do it.
Down to, a bullet through the nipple is never going to be a nice process. As Lethal finds the second of the round, and again, Ebuyer down to just 3. And this is what I was talking about going into this second half. Skidler doesn't have as much of an impact on the CT round because he was being so aggressive on the T side. He was able to split up and he was able to make those impactful frags. But with Scan being the one showing the aggression, splitting up Ebuyer, Skidler is just often left in maybe like a 1 versus 4 situation, which is really difficult to do, as Jacob also falls to Zenster's Tech 9 of all guns. He's going to continue his push onto B. Can't quite find that next frag. He's just going to have to back off ever so slightly.
No damage taken on the miss, though, which is fortunate for him.
Skidler finds 1 onto Lethal. 4 versus 2, as now Scan are getting brave. They're pushing onto this site. Governor manages to find 1, but R2K cleans up, and now it's down to Skidler. As I said, 1 versus 3 situation. This is really important. He needs to be able to take this one for his team if they are going to have a big chance of coming back in this game. He does have utility to work with, has his grenades, has his flashes, uses them on the distract, finds the headshot onto Johnny R, and he's going to continue the push. Finds a second, or nearly does with a spray down. Looks, finds, runs out. Oh, no! Oh, Zenster pulls out the Tech 9 and kills off Skidler. If he had found a headshot with either of those sprays, that could have been the round, but it's Scan, 14-10, 2 rounds away from winning this one now.
Feels bad, man.
Does feel very bad, man.
We'll see if they can get this round. It's very unfortunate. They're losing a lot of rounds on CT. A lot of the time on T, if you constantly lose, you get the loss bonus, and because the guns are cheaper on the terrorist side, you can always buy up, whereas, as you see here, despite losing 4 or 5 rounds in a row, they're still not able to full buy.
Something I probably haven't mentioned, and maybe I should have, is if Scan win this game, they are guaranteed to be on 16 points, and it would mean Ebuyer can only be on 10. So the max Ebuyer could get would be 15, which would mean that, in theory, winning this game of Counter-Strike, potentially, unless there's any last-minute point changes with the final game of the day, then Scan could be winning the tournament here, right now, in this game of Counter-Strike.
This game was also a very important game for PC Specialists, because if Ebuyer win, they still have a chance.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously with Scan winning, that just puts them through. They have to win the finals, right?
Well, Move or Die will be the final game, but as I said, the highest Ebuyer would be able to get would be up to 15 points, and Scan already be on 16. But B0aty does find one frag through the smoke onto Zenster, takes a bullet right through his brain, and now it's 4 versus 3. Maybe this is the round that Ebuyer needed. Bomb's not down just yet.
If this one and truly is the game that will set Scan up and winning this tournament, then I mean, this has been a hard-fought map by far. This would be a way to go about it.
That shot by Lethal was
Disgusting.
pretty saucy. Someone in production will not be happy with that comment. He does not like sauce.
Wow, what a jerk.
Is that why he hates ketchup and mustard so much? Is mustard a sauce?
It's a condiment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a condiment.
Yeah.
It's quite thick sauce, isn't it?
Yeah, we're still sauce, isn't it?
I don't know, American mustard's quite...
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different.
But obviously English mustard is better.
That's a strong word.
Skidler's still alive on site here. Has got the jump on both players as well. Finds one, doesn't find the second. R2K turns around. Just 1 HP, but of course, time had run out. Skidler doing enough by finding those frags and not allowing the bomb plant. 14 to 11, so chance for Ebuyer to come back into this one. Maybe Scan heard me saying that this could be the do or die moment for them. If they do take this one. Of course, I will get confirmation from admins afterwards. Maybe there'll be a points change when it comes to move or die later. We will confirm. But certainly, from what I assume from the tournament, this is a big chance for Scan to be up there and potentially taking it.
We have a $20 donation from Savvy. That someone's name is B0aty. Team #Skid. Of course, as a RuneScape scrub, I can only apologise for not making the connection, but thank you very much for your donation. It is much appreciated. And of course, you know, the goal doesn't need to end here at 15k.
No, because we're already at 16.
Yep.
I definitely think we can make 17.5. Do you reckon we can make 17.5k?
I think if it's going the way it's going, the world is our oyster. And I think we can see plenty of money coming for a very good cause. As what a weird battle that was. As B0aty misses every single shot possible, Zenster finds the kill with his Tech 9. Lethal also picks up one onto Governor as well. So 5v3, potentially a 15th round here, unless we see anything amazing from Skidler or anyone else on Ebuyer. Matty or Jacob could certainly pick up the pieces as well, as Lethal's going to push out of balcony, try and find Matty here. But he doesn't. Matty gets a really important kill, taking out one of the better players from Scan. And making this a closer round, being a 3 versus 4 rather than a 5 versus 3.
So Skid, he's over by B, whereas the bomb is at A. I'm getting kind of confused because I think one of the on the map, number 1, so that would be Anonymous, is blue, even though he's on T side.
And speaking of Anonymous, he is obliterated by Matty, who finds a second kill. I was saying how important it is, and what a good position Pit is to be in, actually. It's a position I was often put in when I played CSGO, because it is just a holding position. You can't just hold your angles. If you're not a fantastic CSGO player, but you're a decent shot, you get put here. He's shooting his own teammate, though. He needs to be careful. Someone's going to drop from above him very shortly, so he needs to be careful. Johnny Art, the final player there, just in front of him. He's not going to drop into it. Round's over as well. 14-12 then. Ebuyer able to clutch this one up. It's down to 14-12. There's still plenty of money available for Scan, so they can be a little bit patient with these rounds, but maybe they're being a little bit too slow, not pushing onto the site, not getting the bomb down.
Yeah, they weren't focused on the time there, for certain. They kind of just didn't make a move, and then by the time they did make a move, the time was already over. So we've got 2 people with an M4A4 and 3 with an M4A1S. I expected more M4A4s just purely because just having 20 bullets when you're not amazing with aim is obviously a downside compared to the 30.
Yeah, I guess the silencer, it helps. Some find it easier to control the recoil, as Matty is going to be pushed in the pit quite heavily by Lethal, but Lethal is taken out by Jacob, who finds a second as well. Really important kill. Ebuyer seem to be finding their footing on their CT side now as well, as Johnny is tagged up by his own teammate.
They actually shot each other.
Yep.
Jacob's definitely stepped up this half. He's impressed me.
They will have several. It's not just the Skidler show anymore. Several members from Ebuyer are contributing with kills of their own. They managed to pick up the frags, and as long as they can find the bomb and get the defuse, which Skidler does, of course, and he has a kit. 14-13, and maybe the money's quite awkward now for Scan, judging by they did have a full buy previously. Okay, no, still money to work with. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, the T side just makes money so much a lot easier. So it'll be a full buy here, I expect. Surprised we haven't seen the AWP. The AWP didn't do too badly.
No, we've seen decent AWPing from both sides, to be fair. Both Skidler and Zenster finding up big frags, but it was 14-10 at one point. It was looking like Scam were on their way to maybe securing themselves the tournament, even a game early, but Ebuyer potentially heard that, and they are trying to deny it the best way as possible. Their CT certainly looks a lot cleaner than it did in the early rounds.
Yeah, maybe they've had a team talk. They're a lot more coordinated. Some of them, obviously, just feel more comfortable in the game.
Speaking of comfortable, Jacob finds another one, but Mers does clear him up, so it's 4 versus 3. Then you just need to get the bomb down in this situation as Governor pushes round, takes down Mers, but R2K trades. And that bomb has been planted, so it's Skidler and B0aty to push around. B0aty has been struggling throughout the game to find 2 important frags. So maybe he can be used as a distraction here. And you can see he's not walking, he is just running. So R2K had all the noise in the world to know where he was. And now Skidler must complete a 1 versus 3 to take this to 14-14. But if Scan, they set up correctly, this should be, in theory, impossible. As time is ticking away, he finds one, he looks for the second, he jumps on the defuse, sees a player in balcony, takes him down as well, that's 2. But R2K does come and clean it up and takes the 15th round and puts them 1 round away from winning this game of Counter-Strike, this semi-final, and maybe, just maybe, guaranteeing themselves the win in this entire tournament.
Yeah, they have shown that they are the better team, but Skidler almost getting there. The team has stepped up in the second half, but maybe a bit too late.
49 frags for Skidler, I'd like to mention. Absolutely insane. And they're still losing, which makes it even more insane. We were talking before the game and saying, are the players that are going to step up? Are the players going to sandbag? But even with Skidler stepping up with all these frags, Ebuyer still 2 rounds down. And if they lose 1 more round, they will be losing, and they will be heading out of the semi-finals, and it will be Scan moving forward to the grand finals.
Well, you take some of these players on the side of Scan that have been doing really well. So, you know, Lethal, R2K, and Zenster all together have had a nice combination. Zenster really has been a major performer, and he played really well in Rocket League too. Like, some of these guys are particularly talented at video games, it seems.
And that's what you need. You need someone who's good at every single game. And Zenster gets boosted up, but a perfect frag from Skidler as he looks to find the second, but Mers takes him down with a P90. Maybe too aggressive from Skidler there.
I feel like Skid being the first person to fall on that team was a bit negative too, on what could be the final round.
He was hoping to make a real impact, find 2 early frags. It was a very confident play. B0aty does find 1, looks for the second, but he can't. Mers takes him down, and now it is all on Matty. It's him against the world. If he loses this round, he is going to be down and out, and Ebuyer will lose. Scan, they can't find the frag. They were just shooting each other, as they are all so weak because of all the shots on him. Matty actually has a real chance here. Bomb has been planted, so the time is against him. He needs to move, and he needs to make a move quick.
They're digging their heels in, though. They're trying to really lock this up. Ooh.
Utility comes out. That's a very bad smoke. He is going to be able to see through that quite comfortably. But he needs to move. He does have a kit to work with, so that will be better, but he's going to run into Lethal, probably the worst player to run into, but he finds him. That's good. Now it's just Mers and Johnny R. Can Matty do this? He's quite weak. He looks across. No one's on site, though. And Anonymous finds the last frag. Scan take the game 16-13. And maybe, just maybe, that secures them to tournament. It's painful for Ebuyer, considering how well Skidler played. But credit to Scan. Considering their first half performance, they really picked it up in the second half.
Yeah, definitely picking it up. Scan taking the win. Everyone should be proud of how they played. A lot better gameplay than we expected. Still not loads of team play, but obviously it's something that if they practiced all the time, they played all the time, they'd pick up.
Some of the basics were there. Example, pushing up banana, smoking off CT to make sure you could push onto the site comfortably and not be shot by every single angle possible. But ultimately, it was just the individual plays from Scan that several players were able to step up when it came down to it. Of course, Skidler was probably the man of the match regardless, but he couldn't do it every single round. Instead, Scan had that one player that even if it was a 1 versus 2, 1 versus 1, they had several players who could step up to the occasion. And that was a great game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and I think also, sorry to interrupt, but just also a great level of support throughout the match too.
Yeah.
I think when Skidler finds out just how much support he had from not only could have been his fans and also his fellow peers, the RuneScape community came out during that map and really delivered some generosity. B0aty with that major donation, but putting a bit of extra fun into the match. Let's put a tally on him. Let's see if Skidler can get those frags, and he was more than able to deliver.
I heard like he was like 3 kills away, and he shouted, 3 kills, 3 kills! Like he needs 3 kills. So I imagine this is probably something that he knew coming into this game, that B0aty probably said to him, look, if you manage to hit 40 frags, I'll donate $1,000. B0aty paid up, £1,000 to Special Effect. We absolutely smashed our 15k total already, and we still have 2 more games of Counter-Strike left, and a game of Move or Die left as well. We are only, what, halfway through the show, maybe 3/4 of the way through the show, and we already have raised such an amazing amount. But Costas, were you impressed in general with the level of play throughout that Counter-Strike game?
Yeah, I was impressed, and it was a good game to watch. Even if the gameplay itself wasn't spectacular, it was fun, and that's what we're here for. We're here to put on a good, fun show and raise money for charity. But no, the gameplay was a lot better than expected.
I knew from the get-go in that round 1, the opening pistol round, where he ran out of pistol ammo and then he went for the knife and he got the knife kill. I was like, all right, this is going to be a very interesting game.
We're in for a treat.
And
that's what we thought.
relatively even on both sides in terms of teams. A very close game. What was it, 16-14, 16-13 in the end? I mean, that's a close game of Counter-Strike. If that could have been very different if maybe Skidler, if you had 5 Skidlers, different game. Potentially a 16-0 judging by that, but a very impressive performance. But we do have to have an interview on the stage, so we're going to be tossing this one down to Caroline. Caroline, take it away.
Right, I am joined on stage by the amazing gamers that just played a very intense game of Counter-Strike. But first of all, Skidler, we're going to talk to you. You were, I think, definitely the MVP of that entire game. How was that? Because obviously you lost, but you did really well. How are you feeling about it all?
I'm gutted that we lost because I dropped 50 kills in a single game. But before the game, I made a bet with my friend Adam. Probably you guys know him as B0aty. He said to me that if I dropped 40 kills in one game, he would donate £1,000 to the charity. I managed to drop 50. So I've been informed that he's been a man of his word. So I want to say a massive thank you, Adam, obviously, for supporting a great cause, man. You're a beast.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this actually means that we've absolutely just smashed our target, right? So we had 15k, but now we're up at 16. So thank you. Yeah, thank you just so much for that amazing donation and for being a man of your word, because obviously that's super important and a good bet to make on your part. So thank you so much. You may have lost, but definitely the MVP of this game.
Win in my eyes. Thank you, Adam, again.
Good stuff. Okay, so now obviously we're going to interview the winners, because that's obviously fair. So, although not the MVP, I'm sorry, you both did very well. You just said that you hadn't even played CSGO before.
It's my first time playing the game ever.
I think you did pretty well considering though, right?
Didn't do too badly. That knife kill was all right.
Yeah, at the start of it, I couldn't believe it. I was like, not bad for a first game.